Good morning to all my lovely students. So, in the last class regarding the topic figure of speech, we have discussed the two topic, and the two topic is simile and metaphor, right? And you all have understood that very well, and you have did well in the question that I asked through Google form. So, in this class, we are going to study the one figure of speech, that is personification, and let's start the class. So personification, so let's read out the meaning which is mentioned here, right? The attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human. So by reading the sentence itself you might have got a little bit about it, so just for your clarification let me explain this in Tibetan. So the khala word la the mi mayin gyogi wa non-human ladwa mi mayin gyochigla ani mi gi kheche te ya dang ani mi gi chedang na shingi labe charwa tende jigla ngam khala wala na personification no wa. So then sentence koran ta just look at the topic itself, person lada person ra ngam person lai ra. So person ladu kala mi lai ra, fication na ta ngam identification moin jing ya ra mi im bato suya mi mayin gyochila mi im bato suya tende jigla ngam gi personification. Tadi khande so lana ngamzo ki tamba use ya tende khere vela na mare. We just have to make that in the form of a sentence. Sentence ki kyu che mi mayin gyo chila mi ki kheje te ya tela ngamzo ki personification nor. So let's see those examples, right, where you will get more idea about what is meant by personification. So the first example is the wind howled in the night. Howled lana also wind gi catch ke guda la minde on the law ra konda chena ya lumbu de ke ke kutus ra lumbu jagire mashi. That wind does not have a halauda life so yorbe so yomarwa ine ko ke ke gudwa. So the howled represent the personification in the wind. Lungi nanglo la migi keju kharite sher lana howled on the tesher ra. So the second one is the car complained as the key was roughly turned in its ignition. Motor ki complaint she shows. Is car a living thing? No, not at all, right? But still, not being a living being or the living things, the car complained. Who will complain usually? The person itself. Me ki complaint chirwa. Ine digi nanglola so you complaint chisha, car ki complaint chirwa. The khadi complaint chisha when the key was roughly turned in its ignition. Dimi kyu sa gi nalola mota gi dimi kyu sana dimi kyu hundu gala mota gi start chigi da complaint. That sound was given the personification called complaint ra. Mota gi nanglo la dimi kyu sa gi nanglo ignition na dimi di luwa da ra ani khaje sa gi complaint che ko ju so tararara la ga gyo geros khogdwa yana go ju gyo kech khogdwa on dela la war. Okay, so let's move to the third example, that is my alarm clock yells at me to get out of bed every morning. Alarm clock de ki ke songs, right? Alarm clock ring la yamar alarm clock bell belayam. Here the word used specifically is yells. Ke songs, right? The di ke yell la di mi ki ke la. The alarm clock gi ke hor ke ja last leja on khadi lagla na every morning nese na ya lang la ne ke budo sngala on the law. So yells is the personification ra given to the alarm clock. Alarm clock the so me gyo jere de ne di nang la mi gi kheche mi gi ke gyo to share. Okay, now the next example is our vacuum hums a happy tune while it cleans. Vacuum lana samaha word, you all know what is meant by vacuum, right? So vacuum la du gala nganzo nangi changma suya kiji chiya ki log ki ani kini thien joba on de la lawar. Te vacuum di on chi du kal khaji du la ki ye de. Te dinang la nganzo ki khare vacuum gi sound test lagi re ma shi hum chis lagi mara ko kangzun hum chi go marwa. So we let it ra nganzo vacuum ke ge di kora automatic machine kora indu kala log pa da ke ge di it's duty ro korang gi the duty indu kala ina dila ngonzo gi yanga kone personified chene hums che songs ra hums la du kala when we sing something ni ngonzo tang do machine du kala like you dang how the ham see you on the lower. So the vacuum digi kharishisulana changma so because the kogi ham chi those happy hum chi the changma so ye ledger tas those din share sentence na ba. So if you learn English, you can write so many interesting things like this, right? So the last one is my flowers were begging for water. Nyeki meto chute dal longu dos. Can flower beg for the water? Meto gilong thur we? No, right? Meto gilong thur marwa because he can't. The flower can't speak. The flower can't walk. The flower can't this one talk, right? Then do kala. But still the flowers is given a personified called begging. So this is all about the personification, and here we have this one few questions regarding the personification, and we'll discuss it together. So let's check this. Which of the following sentences is an example of personification? So we have just learned about what is meant by personification, right? So personification means giving a human characters to something non-human. So let's read out the option. The slimy eel. Slimy lana hanzo ki nyor ratida shore hanzo slime lagi ra chumuji. Eel is the name of the animal, right? The slimy eel slithered through the seaweed. Simje slimy jaja lemba yingyo ki semje eel langi di slither dida shojong khane dida shojong seaweed ani chogi dam dewa la ya tishin pendo me gyo yor ba tinde gi chane ma ko slimy di ma dida shojong. Okay, the stand of trees was a festival of color that falls. Wow. The color stand of tree was a festival of color. Stand of tree lana shingong mangbo jinyam de lang de ge shorba on the khare lana the tujengi da of color that falls. So festival of color dikhare lana holy ra ngam jo kya ga nang le ra. So standing tree mangbo yogyo de ge khare chongor lana ani holy gi tujen de leto yo chongi yo re taslar. Okay, now the dandelion stood tall, proudly serving the rest of the yard. Wow. The dandelion stood tall. Okay, now the dandelion is the name of the flower, right? So the dandelion stood tall. And kachidana proudly surveying the rest of the yard. And tishin shenda yard lana anzuki the metatumra ki tila koryu shora yard ki takorgyoch. On the Tangmala yard takorchi deshas surveying lana desin miktagiwa on the deshas. So being a non-living thing ra the kalore method ding anzuki non-living china zigorwa. Then into gala digi mig yomare khagu chamare he cannot see, he cannot survey, right? But still the person kachi ani tajik kejo chik kajisha characteristic chik di ani dandelion method la te do ha on the into kala ani kalore the number C is a personification. Okay, the last one the lower the snails crept along the sidewalk moving as slowly as a glacier. The snail lana which comes during a rainy season. So tende the sursula komba netro de shastra kompadi moving as slowly as a glacier. See now here the simile puji chedwa moving as slowly as glacier kan shurgyo le thera to gutosra nangshingi hodende indugala. So the correct option for the personification is option number C. Okay. Okay, now this next question, okay, or the another way of asking the question is fill in the blank with the word that makes the sentence below an example of personification. So the sentence here is the sun dash down on the earth. Is sun a living thing? Not a living thing, right? So by choosing a correct personification, ra manzuki wala tamga sumte ke ne sok megyo jila sok yogyo khandechine sok ogi tosra tende ki tamga de yar jugar. Okay, the sun thangbodela smile jish kemu ke ba ra sun digi ani kawala kemu ke to smile down on the earth. Second one is the sun shone down on the earth. The C is the sun shone down on the earth. So the vote or the option which makes the sun personified, sun non-living the layer living so ye get sick the courage lana smiled kemu gigi dos sun kemu gigi to gigi marwa, it gives a light to the earth something the which tengaji must be kemu gigi the deke marwa neither kem nime wedi kemu jigla pesha che kemu gigi smile jila pesha ne do wayina and the sentence the courage lana personified chai. Okay, so the correct option is A, the sun smiled down on the earth. Now the next question is quiz ki way number tamga tiyo MCQ. Mary looked at the clock, time was crawling. Tuju the crawling chigdo. Crawling is mainly done by kalangore onso ma de kangpo langpo tsune lele chine tugiyo crawl chigyo tete tan tu mebe hon de la. So this sentence the kalore time dan kare time the kare lana so make is a non-human non-human jigla human gi keju khare te crawling te. So is this which sentence is this simile reva? No, because as like so is not used. Is it a metaphor? Time the dirre lade lana time the khare chigito crawling chigito. Okay, so personification gi situpjik chagiyor. So hyperbole we have not learned. So simile marisha, metaphor marisha, kharesha and personification reshas. Okay, now the last question is which of the following is not an example of personification? Tanganso personification janwa. Personification is karelana giving a human characteristic to something which is non-human. Okay, so let's read the option. The star I wished on winked at me. The trout danced on the water's surface. The angry mirror showed every wrinkle on his face. The sun was warm on the child's face. The star I wish were on winked at me. Ngi karma jilata che melam kya kyoti ki ngala mixum kya sons. The personification redwa. Okay, this is personification sentence. The second one is the trout danced on the water surface. Trout the khachi solana chigi kangla ya shabto kya gutos. Right, trout is a non-living thing, but he danced. The personified ki sentence chagiyor. The angry mirror showed every wrinkle on his face. Kondo chengi shekotis kalawre melonji yarwa on the ani bat kora ni ngarge sa ke tongba ginyarma changma khogi tiga tungudos tongba lengyarma kondo sa ke ginyarma changma tenshas. Okay, the last one is the sun was warm on the child's face. Nima di tho yor yomare pugud bagala nime gi thau di ra khaji shalana shar de shasra. The sun was warm on the child's face. Nima di pe misibe pugud ki tongba gala tho chine shar de shas. So the option which does not symbolize a personification is the option number D. Okay, so this is how the personification or the exercise that we have discussed, and later on in the Kahoot app you will get a quiz, so you have to solve that quiz also. Thank you for listening.